Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Grand Prix series. Today, we're going to continue along beating the 150cc Cup. Yesterday we raced as this atrocity, and today I'm not quite sure what we're going to use. We could use a new character. Have we used an Inkling? I don't even remember. I'm almost positive we did. We used one for the Flower Cup. Let us use Dry Bones. We even, is that not perfect or what? We just unlocked the Bone Rattler. Of course we're going to use that right away with Dry Bones. We're going to go with the highest speed possible, which looks to be the off-road. Once again, gives us weight and speed and traction. That's all you need. Yeah, we'll go with the Plane Glider for a little extra weight and speed. Today, we're going to be taking on the Special Cup, which is going to be a little bit special, and I have some interesting things to talk about. I had, literally as I'm recording this, I posted the Mushroom Cup a day ago, and the Flower Cup is about to go live, and Connor Daly commented about soft drifting, and how it's still technically in the game, it's just not the angles it used to be, and I was basically, I don't know very much about this game. I responded, I was very grateful, because I genuinely don't know very much about this game. All I know about this game is from my own experiences, which is not very much, from videos that I've watched on the actual game, which is not very many, and Twitter, yeah, good old Twitter, reading tweets from like Kyle and Sergeant Guy and stuff like that. So my knowledge is limited, so when he corrected me on some of the things I had wrong, I was actually quite pleased, because I can address them in today's video. Man, I'm gonna hop just because I can. Just because I can! That's really genuinely slower. I don't believe it. What am I gonna say? I got Trip Nanas in first, that's fantastic. Wow, you really can't charge that mini turbo anymore. That is absurd. Anyway, softing is apparently at like an 80 to 90 degree angle. Yeah, it is. That is definitely a thing. Actually, I just tried it. It's definitely not 45 anymore. It's kind of weird to explain. There's definitely an angle though at which you get mini turbos faster, and it's outward. It's kind of, this is the most bizarre thing I've ever played, because like I'm trying to relearn softing right on screen with you, and I'm just gonna chill right here. Did I mean chill? I accidentally meant drive away. Okay, we got Daddy right behind us, the old Dry Bowser. We're gonna go for the double item, get our coin, Trip Nana protection, fantastical. If you could not fireball me, that'd be great. I'm actually gonna go wide, so he cannot. Are neutrals faster? I don't know. Was that a super bounce? I don't know. I genuinely can't tell there. That almost looked like a super bounce. Also, the tricking off that bounce pad sends you way further. That is visual confirmation right there that tricking is way more powerful than before. I don't know quite how that hit me, but sure. Whatever. That's a hell of a lot of things right before the glider. But you used to, if you tricked off that boost pad, or bounce pad rather, sorry, you would land on the ramp there with all the items, and in this game you clearly don't. You clear right over it, so there you go, confirmed. Tricking is better in this game than it ever was in Mario Kart 8. You go further, I guess there's less airtime as well, probably. Anyway, there's a nice little solid first place to start off today's episode versus the CPU. I just got the thumbnail for today's video. Did you see that? Literally his head was upside down. Although I guess I'm not doing thumbnails for these, am I? No. Darn. Well, I'm gonna have to race with Dry Bones sometime online. Speaking of Dry Bones, I mean, if I don't come first here, well, I guess Dry Bowser's in this Grand Prix too, isn't he? I guess he's a little bit more deserving. And he's right oh. That horn is incredible. That's literally just him fall, like when you attack him in Mario games. Yeah, okay. Softing is just weird. So you have to attack the corner. You really do. You can't like right there is how you get a SMT in the old game. And you can't do that. You really do have to attack the corner. and like aggressively drive at it. I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain. You did not have to aggressively turn into the corner in Mario Kart 8, but in Deluxe you do. It is neat that tricking is better, but it's also kind of disappointing because literally driving is brainless. You just drive. Okay, so like I'm starting to figure out how to do this. I'm almost worried. So you know how when you play this game and then you go to mirror mode and you're like, oh man, I've learned all the courses in one direction and mirror mode's gonna mess me up. What I'm worried about right now is I'm gonna relearn softing at some weird oblique angle, and I'm gonna go back to play my favorite game, Mario Kart 8, and I'm not gonna be able to play it properly. I'm terrified of that right now. But yeah, no, like that corner I softed just as I would in Mario Kart 8, and it seemed to work fine. This corner, I would have got a UMT if this was Mario Kart 8. Okay, like this corner right here. Away, in, away. Yeah, I would have got a Super Mini Turbo in Mario Kart 8 by doing what I just did there, and I did not. But like on this corner, that's all I did in Mario Kart 8, drift in. Yeah, dude, okay, like I'm closing in on the softing angle, because there's no way I could get an SMT on the corner I just got one on without softing. I'm also totally about to lose this race. Back up at 10, but I don't know what item Dry Bowser has because I didn't see it, and I don't have item spy, so I actually have to look behind me. Doesn't look like he has one. Just don't give me a coin. Okay, I shouldn't lose this unless he gets trips. I even trailed him just for good measure. Alright, Dry Bones, don't ruin the race of your own kind. I need to, the only thing I have left to do in this game is time trial Mario Kart Stadium and really determine whether neutrals are faster. And I can guarantee you they're not, because the 150 time trial world record right now does not use neutral hopping, and I could again guarantee you that someone who is better than me at this game has tried it, and if it was faster it would already be implemented. Oh well. Alrighty, time for some BC. This is the Grand Prix, by the way, that I used to play almost obsessively. I loved these 4 tracks. I was only ever really, I wouldn't say I was good at any of them. I guess I was better at Bowser's Castle than any of the other 2, just casually back when I picked up Mario Kart 8. But I was pretty bad at the other 3, and to remedy that, I used to just play the 150cc Grand Prix Morton Blue Falcon versus the CPU over and over and over, and I mean, whatever floats your boat, right? Like, I know some people just find that boring as shit, but I actually really enjoyed it back in the day because I just really enjoyed the game. So I've gotten pretty decent at these tracks just because of that. And by pretty decent, I don't mean at a competitive world record level, but I mean at a level of knowing the tracks enough that I can improvise strats, because I've played them so many times in so many random scenarios where like red shell hits me in this situation, what do I do, etc. Right, I forgot I can't. Okay, I'm totally gonna try to get the music sync up thing. What I need is a new TV. To record the Switch, I need a new TV, and it wouldn't even be that expensive because TVs aren't that expensive. Like TV monitor TVs, like I'm talking like 17 or 18 inch TVs. They're not exactly expensive. And it would significantly help me because I wouldn't be listening to music at a delay. Yeah, like that mini turbo right there. There's just like subtle changes between this game and the last, like mini turbos that you should be able to get, but you can't. It doesn't bother me that much, it just bothers me a little bit. Anyway, back to what I was saying earlier. Jeez, it's taken me almost 3 races to get this out of my mouth. Connor Daly mentioned another blue shell in the exact same spot, and I failed to stop once again. Anyway, got the double item. One's a coin, one's trip bananas. I should have this on lockdown. He mentioned and he explained why roller tires are better in this game, and it makes perfect sense. Before I tell you the actual reason, let me tell you my thoughts. And this is what happens when you know too much about a video game and you go like way in depth with it. So once upon a time when Mr. Bean 35,000 VR was the only person who knew how to hack Mario Kart 8, he used the speedometer mod to look at the actual speed that the karts travel at across the track. And what he found was really interesting. Say your default speed is 80, fire hopping brings you to 120. Without fire hopping, you just go like 80 to 90, let's say. No fire hopping, you go 80 to 90, and then you actually go back to like 75, and then have to re-accelerate back up to 80, which is bizarre. But if you fire hop your boost, you go from like 80 to 120, and then you never actually go back down, because even without sliding, you stop again at 80, but with sliding, you actually maintain somewhere closer to 90. So I just found it really fucking weird. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, well, it's a good thing we have hopping and sliding, otherwise this game would be bizarre. Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, maybe the reason people are using roller tires is because every time you get a boost, you actually end up back at like 75 and have to re-accelerate up. So obviously you would want the acceleration so that you can keep normal driving speed as much as you can. That's what I thought, and I thought I was being like stupid clever. I'm like, wow, I think I just uncovered the hidden mystery, guys. I did it. What it actually is much simpler. It's actually just the fact that the mini turbo stat got buffed, and the best way to acquire mini turbo stat is to just use roller tires. So here I thought I uncovered some like deep mystery of Mario Kart, when in reality I'm actually just overthinking everything. But you have to admit, it was kind of interesting. Yo, does the CPU do the shortcut? No. I would have been super impressed if the CPU did that shortcut. You know what I need to stop doing? I need to stop trying to get quick item on my second item, because every time I do, I end up dropping back the first item. It's just instinct at this point, but I need to stop it. Anyway, yeah, the reason, as the buddy explained to me in the comment section, is very simply that mini turbos got buffed. So there's a hidden stat that you don't see when you combine your kart parts, and that is mini turbo. And mini turbo is a hidden stat. Slicks have terrible hidden stats because they were the best tire in the game. So to try to balance it out, Nintendo gave every kart a hidden stat, like underwater speed, air speed, mini turbo, etc. And rollers had the best mini turbo. This is why Kyle switched over to roller tires for the Excitebike Arena world record, because Excitebike Arena was basically nothing but mini turbos. So obviously it gave him a large advantage on that. So with the buffed mini turbo stat, of course rollers would once again reign supreme, because it basically means you get longer mini turbos on every single track. And when there is no hopping or sliding in this game and top speed don't matter for shit, longer mini turbos are the way to go. So that's why roller tires are good in this game. At least there are options. Like you have rollers, azure roulettes, button, leaf. I think that's all four. But like there's plenty of options instead of just slick, which is kind of cool. And past that, I think that's all I'm going to say for this episode. So thank you guys so much. If you know something I don't about this game, be sure to let me know down in the comments. It's probably not hard. Like I said, I don't have very much experience with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Anyway, once again, that has been 4 first places against the CPU. Can I just say there's far too much shit in this game? Like, I understand that it's supposed to be Mario Kart and it's supposed to be, like, frantic and shit. But, like, if this is just normal item mode, what is frantic items on this game? Like, that is insane. There's, like, 2 blues every race. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time for the Moo Moo Meadow Cup.